Look at that, I can make fire with my fingers. I'm pretty proud of this effect. Anyway, hello everyone. I'm going to play a little bit of intro, and after that I'm going to explain what I had planned for today. Yeah, hello everyone. I built this new set just for you, just for tonight. That's probably not true. I'm probably going to reuse this and improve it further. Anyway, so I built a whole new Djent metal set for tonight with the help of my lovely assistant Robert, who spent a lot of time kind of optimizing my Ableton Live set, replacing some pretty heavy VST plugins with some built-in Ableton ones with, well, it sounds a bit different, but it's, Robert said it's good enough. Well, let's see if he's right. Also, I'm super proud of this fire animation thingy. Hello, good to see you again. Thank you for being here. So yeah, check this out. I can make fire with my mouth or my fingers. Really proud of this. What do you think? Yeah, it's an experimental thing, so I'm not convinced I'm going to keep this, or maybe I will change the color. But for now, I'm really happy with the results. likewise, he's saying. He's so cute. And his ears are so good for, sound engineering and this kind of stuff. Yeah. Let's dive right in. So I'm going to play this set maybe, just the usual stuff, just improvising and no idea if it's going to be good. I've got 8 sequences or 8 presets programmed here. So I'm just going to do something with it. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to sound like this. Enjoy. thank you for watching and listening. Yeah, new day, new stream, new challenge. So the chat messages can't be seen in the video, only here in the chat box for some reason. Indeed, I have no idea what's happening here. So this is the 7th installment of the Tuesday night finger drumming session, and this is the first time I'm seeing this particular issue. So let's improvise, shall we, Robert? So my plan, because I'm not going to debug and figure out what's happening, I'm just going to completely disable this chat. Ooh, check this out. Looks so crisp and clean, I think. And I will definitely see. So basically, I'm streaming to Twitch and YouTube at the same time. And what's going to happen now that I'll be seeing, I will see all the Twitch messages, I will be seeing all the YouTube messages, but YouTube folks and Twitch folks won't be seeing each other's messages. Does this make sense? Anyway, I'm happy to help you out. So I will just read out all the messages before answering them. So hopefully that will reduce the confusion a little bit. Yeah, sorry about this. No idea what's happening, but I'm sure I'm getting a tiny bit thirsty. So just a little bit of responsible beer before going into the next section of this Djent metal set. Is the sound okay at least? It sounds great in my headphones, but yeah, you never know with these streaming things. Even if it worked like, 6 out of 6 times, the 7th time might be completely different. Anyway, let me know if there are any more issues and I will try to address them. But now, where were we? Somewhere here, I think. I'm sweating like a drummer. Not crying yet. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for coming back. Hey John. I don't even need to read the chat. All right, yeah. I wasn't. I was just playing this random thing. Sorry, I wasn't very responsive. I went deep into this Djent hole. Hey Coral, welcome back. How are you doing? Are you enjoying this Djent stream? Welcome back, my toy. Good to see you again. I hope you're having a lot of fun with nularmusic these days. Sorry, I haven't implemented your request yet. It's definitely on my list, as well as some major UI redesign. So not actually sure which one I'm going to do first, but it's definitely on the table. Hey Woodsy, so have you been here at my streams before? I remember seeing you on YouTube, obviously, under one of my videos, but yeah, my memory might not be, 100% after playing. How long have I been playing this? It feels pretty long. Hope you're having fun with me. Meshuggah, hey Dwight Brady, Meshuggah is out of a job. When's the album dropping? Thank you so much. Yeah, today. I just recorded this album. No, actually, I have this plan of. I'm actually quite pleased of today's set so far. I don't think there were too many like critical mistakes. Only a couple of moderate ones, I guess. Did you notice anything? Anyway, so I'm actually recording this in Ableton. Right, Robert? I mean, Robert set up the whole thing. Yeah, I think it's still going. So my plan is to actually audio, edit just the music, no voice, and put some semi-proper mastering on it. Because what I'm using right now, in terms of mastering, is a bit limited because it needs to be low latency so that I can actually play. So I can't use the more heavyweight mastering plugins. But so I'm recording the whole thing, the whole MIDI performance. So I'd like to mix it a bit better, master it maybe a bit better, and then maybe create a Bandcamp page a bit better and upload it there. Would anyone be interested in that thing? So it would be free or pay what you want kind of thing. Yeah, that's actually my plan. Maybe I'm going to play some chilled background things because this must have been quite intense, I think. At least it was for me. And for Robert, right? He doesn't say much. Trying to play something simple so that I can talk about or share some good news while playing. Really tricky. No, I'm not gonna do this. Anyway, so I've got this song or this YouTube video, jazz soul finger drumming. It's kind of the exact opposite of these vibes, and I asked an amazing singer to record some vocals, which I've told you before, but it's kind of finished now. Like the vocals have been recorded, all the tracks, and I mixed it to my best knowledge, which is good for now, I guess. And I think it sounds amazing, at least the song, not the mixing. And I'm just waiting for her to send a video version of her singing so that I can edit together the video, and then I can't wait to actually share this thing with you because I think it's an amazing song. Not because I wrote it, but it just really works together, the whole thing with her vocals. Really good stuff. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to show it tonight, but probably next week we're going to release it, so it's going to be ace. Dwight, be careful what you're saying. Would totally pay for anything you put out, my man. All right, let me look around. Yeah, but seriously, yeah, thank you so much for your support. So yeah, that's one of my numerous plans to set up a Bandcamp page and focus a bit more on like audio only releases, because until now I haven't really been releasing audio only stuff. I do have a SoundCloud page and sometimes I upload like some of my performances there, but I was focusing on live streams and videos mostly. I'm not sure. I'd be interested to hear your opinion about this, because I think this whole form of expression, this kind of live finger drumming one-man band something, I think in order for it to really come through, you need to be able to watch like what I'm doing. Because if you just listen to this stuff, then yeah, some Djent stuff, yeah, good. But okay, next one. Is that not the case? What do you think? Oh, routine exercises. That's a very good question, because this is another one of my plans, or just an idea whether we could, sometimes turn this live stream into kind of like a finger drumming tutorial or finger drumming workshop kind of thing. Obviously, it's not ideal, not like a real, teacher, because it's not really bi-directional. I can't see you playing this thing, but still, I think it could be interesting. So, would anyone be interested in doing this kind of thing, like showing some finger drumming exercises and explaining even more stuff than what I usually explain? So, routine exercise for me to improve tightness, I would say use a metronome, start slowly, and gradually increase the metronome, and like do this every day, not like 2 hours or anything, just maybe 10 minutes every day. The important bit is that you do it every day, so that your brain every night, or every day you go to sleep, before that your brain receives this kind of kick, like, oh, okay, I should probably digest this thing. I'm not sure if talking about the brain as it digests something is alright, but anyway, at least this is my understanding how learning in general works. Like, you just need to keep telling your brain, I was gonna say stupid brain, but it's quite clever actually, not mine, but everyone's. You just keep telling it to, this is important, spend some time on it. And if you do this every day, like 10-15 minutes at least, the more the better. But if you like do it once a week for 4 hours, that's not really going to work. Yeah, not sure if this is anything rocket science or super special, unique information. But yeah, practice every day, use a metronome. This is basically my advice. And my other advice is use this kind of alternating hand technique with a mirror layout, because that, I think, immediately gives you it immediately improves the tightness compared to like what a lot of finger drummers are doing, this kind of moving both hands in the same rhythm. I think it's possible, to play something tight like that. But I think with this constant right-left movement, it just kind of falls out of it as a natural extra gift, I think, for you, that it will be just tighter, in my experience. Yeah, I think I think about this, like what would be the best way of doing these workshops. But yeah, I think that could be fun. I see, I see. Awesome, Dwight. Like that's very interesting. Thank you very much for for being here and for letting me know, because I thought the music itself, but yeah, obviously if you know that it's being like generated live, then it's a kind of a different attitude. But I'm glad that this music is enjoyable. I just love these flames, by the way. Sorry you can't see them. So I'm really happy it's also enjoyable just as music, because I do enjoy it while playing. I really enjoy just figuring out like, oh, this sounds nice. But I didn't know if I was alone with this or not. Yeah, but I think you don't need to be like super fast or play something super technical to utilize nularmusic. I think like if you play something chilled and simple, you can still like assign some nice chords, anything to it, I think. Oh, nice. I hope your brain didn't melt. Nice, and welcome back. By the way, talking about last week's ideas and questions about like these triplets. So on Instagram, I ran into a post by Ilan Rubin. He's like the drummer or ex-drummer of Nine Inch Nails, not sure. And also kind of he's running this, it's a different kind of all the instruments, not simultaneously, just in the studio. Like he's an amazing drummer, plays the guitar, bass, good singer. His band is called The New Regime, if anyone knows it. Anyway, so he just posted some exercises or some ideas about triplet kick patterns, and I watched it and I realized that okay, yeah, that's actually really tricky to play that kind of groove with this mirror layout. So I actually looked into potential new techniques for this, and I came up with something. So I'm going to show it to you. So a few weeks ago, I showed this technique when hitting the same pad with like the index and the middle and the index finger. So one of the drawbacks of this technique, at least combined with my pad layout, is that while I'm doing this kind of roll, this triplet roll, I can't really use my thumb to hit anything else, because all my other pads or kit pieces are above this. So I can't play the hi-hat and do this kind of thing at the same time. So then I started experimenting with like, all right, I will keep playing the hi-hat with this finger, but I will do some kind of roll using my thumb and my index finger, and I think it's quite promising. Let me try to play something with this. And the surprising thing is that it kind of just worked out of the box. Like I didn't have to spend weeks on it like with this other technique. It just kind of, it's not perfect, but it's something. This gets a bit tricky when I hit the hi-hat with my middle finger and the snare with my thumb, and then I need to do this triplet thing with my index finger. That's a bit awkward. Still doable. Then the next thing, when I want to do these triplet ghost snares, like kind of works. It's a little bit too, tight. All these three fingers like crammed together. So then what I tried was actually not using my middle finger, but using my ring finger instead, which was the debut of my ring finger in terms of finger drumming. Like I never used these. So then, instead of my middle finger, I use my ring finger for hi-hats, and then everything gets a bit looser. Like there's more room. It's less awkward. So let me try. Yeah, it's definitely more convenient. I'm just not used to use the force with my ring finger, so it's much quieter if I hit the hi-hat. Anyway, I think that this is another technique which is worth exploring, and it makes me wonder like how many of these interesting or promising little tweaks are there. Even just sticking with this 4x4 pad, sticking with my right left movement, and this is why I keep saying that finger drumming is like still like we're just scratching the tip of the iceberg, I would say. And as you can see, I'm all of these techniques. I'm only using my right hand for any of the fancy stuff. So what if I spend some time practicing these with my left hand? Everything is possible. I see whether I got my mirror setup idea from hand drummer play or percussionist, I guess. No, I've never played percussion or hand drums or any of that. After, like the idea came from some random YouTube videos I ran into 5 years ago. I was definitely inspired by some of the Express Pads course videos. Like I didn't actually do the course or anything, just the kind of promo videos. But I think that the video which kind of planted this whole idea in me was like some absolute random like low quality like some 1 minute recording. No idea who that person was or what he played, but I remember that there was this kind of like unknown video where I had this light bulb moment, like, oh wow, and literally it changed everything. Like very, very quickly I figured out how to assign different hits to different hands. And later, I think it was much later when someone, like another finger drummer and percussionist, I think, when he asked me something similar, like, "Are you a percussionist? That's why you're doing this," because he told me that it's quite similar. I think, or I would say, what I've said before is that my inspiration also comes from, I guess, like being a guitarist and doing this kind of, not that I played a lot of like acoustic campfire stuff, but where you have this kind of constant down up movement. In a way, I think that's quite similar. It also gives you this kind of steady groove, like regardless of whether you always hit the strings or not, you just keep moving your hands and it gives you this nice groove. So yeah, that's basically the background behind this mirror layout. I definitely didn't invent it, but still, I think this is like the core idea if you want to play like fast. Because if you don't do this, I think you immediately throw away half of the speed, like 50%. Does anyone know? Hey frontman, welcome back. Yeah, he's also happy to see you. I was gonna say something. What was I gonna say? Mirror layout. Damn, Robert. Yeah, it's gone. It will come back. Oh yeah, I know. It's something about 50%. Yeah. Does anyone know Rick Feds? Like he's one of my favorite finger drummers who's like not doing this kind of virtual acoustic drum stuff. Although he is a kit drummer as well. He plays. He usually plays like his Ableton push and also a drum kit at his shows. Because he's like. I don't know what he's doing. I think his technique is very, very unique. He doesn't really stick with this kind of stuff, and he doesn't stick with like one instrument. He just uses his 8x8 push surface to assign like a shitload of samples, and he plays some. I don't know what he does. Like he does these kind of like. He also inspired me to try this kind of. Hitting the same pad with multiple fingers, because he does that with his thumb and all this kind of stuff. So he's not doing any of the mirror layout stuff, just basically using both his hands to play random stuff, and it's still super groovy and accurate and everything. He's just an amazing musician, I think. Does anyone know him? Hello, János. Good to see you here. How are you doing? Or hogy vagy in Hungarian? You gave up finger drumming because why exactly did you give up? Like you just felt like you weren't going anywhere, or you didn't progress fast enough? I think Robert also gave it a try at some point, but also gave it up. He realized that like not having fingers is not ideal for finger drumming. I guess he could still do hand drumming. But he's an awesome sound engineer. To like recommended best practices for developing this kind of tight feel or groove, I would say that probably this, like as you can see and hear, I play this kind of stuff, this fast hi-hat thing. Is there a name for this? Can any drummer tell me if there's a name for this kind of groove? Like. Anyway, like, so if normal mirror layout and alternating hands like this, I think this already gives you like a kind of, it makes your playing tighter, I think. But if you practice this kind of stuff, where you're actually hitting a hi-hat every time you hit, every time your hand moves towards the Launchpad, I think that also helps a lot. I think it helped me a lot developing this kind of tight feel. Obviously, you need to start practicing this much at a much lower or slower tempo to figure out, when you need to use your right and left hand. Yeah, definitely. David Haynes is my number one favorite finger drummer. But in my top 3, I think I have Tucker Fatal, if you know him. I think he's moving house these days. I haven't heard from him for like a month or two, and he hasn't answered my Instagram DMs. I hope he's okay. But I think he also has this has a pretty amazing technique, and Rick Fads is very, very different, but like pretty mind blowing what he's doing. And he has some videos where he's like not even using his push. He's using an Arturia drum brute or a drum brute impact, which is an analog drum machine with some I think velocity sensitive pads, but it's just like one row of pads, like 1x6 or 1x8. And there's a really cool video where he plays some really groovy stuff on that thing. Awesome musician. It's quite interesting that all of my favorite finger drummers are also drummers. Like David Haynes is also a drummer, Tucker Fatal as well, and Rick Fads as well. Shuffle. Are you saying that this is called shuffle? Because I'm pretty sure it means something else. Like, but then again, I'm not a drummer, so what do I know? Yeah, exactly. That was my experience. Like everything just fell into its place, and it felt just so natural. And I don't think I ever hit like a brick wall. Like, all right, I don't know where to go next. Even though I was just exploring stuff on my own, like never took courses. But I heard really good things about these courses. The 2 courses I usually recommend, like Express Pads and the Quest for Groove. I haven't done these, but they also utilize the alternating hand technique, I think. Yeah, it's very interesting that there's no, like, there are these courses, but it doesn't have like expressive. I call this expressive finger drumming to kind of differentiate it from the more like hip hop MPC style chopping up samples and triggering them thing. Not because it's worse or better, but because it's different, and this wasn't possible back, when the whole MPC thing started. Like, we didn't have these kind of superior drums, VFD, addictive drums, these huge sample libraries which sound very, very realistic. Anyway, so expressive finger drumming doesn't have like many decades of history, so I don't think there's I would assume if you're a drummer, there are one or more established kind of learning courses, standard stuff like rudiments or whatever. I've never done that stuff, so not sure. But we don't have anything like this, like a standard way to learn the piano or the guitar, or semi-standard, because it really depends on what you want to play. But still, like, there are lots of, I'm talking about like how now it's actually. I'm not saying it's easy to, become an Yngwie Malmsteen or this kind of super fast shredding guitarist, but there are established courses and lots of teachers actually teach that, and there's a lot of experience and science behind like how you need to move the plectrum to be that fast, and I don't think that exists for finger drumming yet. But yeah, that's what I'm working on, among other things. Boom bap. What do you mean by that? I'm just not sure what you're answering with this. I hope that's not this fast hi-hat thing. Paradiddles. Yeah, that's something I spent almost zero time on. Not quite zero, because a few hours over the last 5 years. It's just like I've no idea actually. Like I could play some drums on a drum kit, and I guess that kind of helped me with figuring out some elements of my technique. But I've never done rudiments and paradiddles and that kind of stuff. So it's just a very, very foreign territory for me. I saw like there's a Quest for Groove video where he's doing some really, really interesting stuff using, I think, paradiddles. This is not a single stroke. It's kind of the same thing if I can use like multiple fingers. That's I guess that can be used to replace or replicate some of those paradiddles. That would be another very, very interesting direction, and I think David Haynes is doing that a lot. Maybe I should just he's also teaching finger drumming, so maybe I should do that. But then I would kind of lose this kind of self-made man experience. I wouldn't be able to say that I developed my own technique. Not sure if it matters. All right. How about like I play a little bit more Djent metal, and then we'll call it a day. What time is it? All right, not too bad. Just an hour, a little bit over an hour. Yeah. So I will play a little bit more, and then we can all go and take a rest. Hey LPSC, good to see you here. No, never. I've seen some finger drummers using it. I heard someone complaining. He's a Prism Wizard on Instagram. Like he also participated in Novation finger drumming contest last year using his second-hand Livid something controller, and he said that. I think that controller is similar to this Launchpad, like velocity sensitive pads, and he said that it felt so different from I think the MIDI fighter stuff. Like he was more used to finger drumming on what are essentially buttons and not these pads, because these don't move, and the MIDI fighter stuff, that's just very, very different stuff. It's also similar. Like I had a Roland SP404. That's kind of a sampler which has like 12 pads, and lots of people do finger drumming on it. But it's a very different type of finger drumming, I would say, because those are buttons like these, which kind of like you press them and they have an on state and an off state. No velocity whatsoever, so it's not. Obviously, you can't do any expressive stuff like this on those. So no, I have tried this SP404. I wouldn't call it finger drumming in this sense, like playing on those pads, but I've never touched the MIDI fighter stuff. Zen drum? No, I don't think I am. But Robert can Google it for me. I think. Zen drum. Ah, yeah, I've seen this. Looks fun. But these are these controllers or an actual physical instrument which makes some sound? Anyway, no, I haven't tried that thing. Yeah, but in kind of using an arpeggiator is cheating, I would say. Like, still, I can say that I'm triggering all of these notes. Yeah, still, but it's still a very good idea. Also because with Ableton Live 11, it finally has MPE support and MPE compatible arpeggiators, which I haven't tried, but I would imagine that, this Launchpad Pro can actually send like polyphonic aftertouch, which means you could like hold like 3 notes, do that arpeggiator, or let the arpeggiator do its thing, and then you could apply different pressure to each note, and the arpeggiator would take that into account. So you could kind of emphasize different notes in the arpeggio. At least that's how I imagine it, but I haven't actually tried it. Like so many things. just a quick, well, another one of my numerous ideas is like, would any of you be interested in joining a Discord dedicated to finger drumming and related stuff like nularmusic and these things? Because I'm not aware of any finger drumming communities like that, except I know there are some Facebook groups. Unfortunately, I'm like Facebook just hates me for some reason. I'm I'm also not a huge fan of Facebook. I've never used it for personal stuff. I do have a Facebook page for like nularmusic, but I don't really have access to those Facebook groups. And I think Discord is also like a very, very nice experience. It could be used to be like a really, really great community of finger drummers, and just to be able to discuss similar stuff like what we're doing now, but it wouldn't be exclusive to just stream times. We could do it anytime. Would you be interested? Lil View, hey man, I haven't heard from you for a while, and I don't think I've seen you here at these streams, so welcome. Or maybe you just didn't say hi. Nothing can replace drumsticks. I can't argue with that. Yep, if you want to play a drum kit with sticks, then nothing will replace those sticks. Thanks, John. I will try to integrate all these ideas. Yeah, are you guys in like any of these Facebook groups? Because I know they exist, I just don't have access to them. And I used to post to, like, there's this finger drumming subreddit on Reddit, but it was kind of abandoned by the creator or the moderator. Like, I think the last post is probably mine from like over a year ago or something like that, which is a shame. Nice. Happy to see you here. I'm not a huge Discord user yet, but I'm getting into it, and I really like the user experience and the customizability. I haven't customized it, so I don't have any first-hand experience, but it looks like a very, very good tool for building communities like that. So if you're interested, I'm definitely going to look into that and try to build a Discord for finger drumming. I see. Maybe this is just the unavoidable fate of any finger drumming community, that it will get abandoned sooner or later. Tragic fate, finger drumming. I did look at the Drumforge Bergstrand. At least checked out the YouTube interview or something, kind of the product demo. Like, those demos sound really good. Looks like an impressive package. What I was missing is actually like sound examples of the drums themselves, rather than these complete mixed metal tracks. And also it looks like it's a complete instrument. Like, it's not they didn't develop their own plugin. It's a contact library, which is like a GGD Invasion is the same. It's a contact library. It's a great sounding drum kit. It's just the user experience of Contact is something I'm not a huge fan of. I just don't like it. But looks really promising. It's just a shame they didn't post any sound demos. I'd love to give it a try. I just can't justify getting it right now, because I have so many tens or even hundreds of gigabytes of drum samples lying around, which I'm I'm not even using most of them, so I've got like one extra addictive drum pack to choose, because I got this three pack bundle, and I haven't even done that. So yeah. Have you tried it, or are you using it? Because I'd be very interested to hear some actual drum tracks made with it, without guitars and bass and metal stuff. Hello, I like man 247. Thanks for joining the stream. I will show you something. Yeah, but then I will leave soon. Did you hear that click, or was it only here? If there was a click, it's Robert's fault. Thank you. By the way, I like man 247 just joined on Twitch, but I'm also streaming to YouTube, and unfortunately the chat, which could kind of merge these two communities on screen, for some reason it didn't work. So I'm going to transfer these messages across the two communities. So yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate your feedback, and welcome. I'm just going to play a little bit more of this just for you, but then I'm going to leave, because I played a pretty intense set before spending some time talking about finger drumming, the latest developments. And from frontman on YouTube just said rabbit supremacy, which Robert, my sound guy, shouldn't ever hear. What's happening? That wasn't Robert's fault, that was mine. is this like disco djent? Could that be a thing? This sounds so fun. I think this kind of putting the emphasis on the left hand sometimes. So heavy, this. By the way, I wrote this whole thing today, like I put these sequences into nularmusic today, like none of this existed a day ago. Yeah, now I said the same thing 3 times. Well done me. Just saying, nularmusic, a free Max 4 Live device which you can use to do this. Fun. Thank you. I like Men247 on Twitch. I also look forward to seeing you next Monday, I guess. If you want to join that stream next Monday on Twitch at 8 a.m. GMT or next Tuesday at the usual time. Thank you. Thank you everyone for being here. I had a great time. I hope you did too. And oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention, that the lovely sequences we agreed on last week, which were, all right, 2-4-3-2, 2-2-4, and 3-4-2-3-1. I didn't forget about those. I'm going to integrate these into one of my forthcoming or upcoming videos with the help of Robert. So yeah, it's coming. I just haven't had time to actually, practice it and record the whole thing, but it's coming. And I also mentioned that this collaboration between me and this amazing singer, I'm going to tell you more about. That's also coming sometimes next week. So stay tuned. Thanks for being here, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.